What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about a few different stocks today. Man, I keep going back and forth there. There we are. We'll be talking about Microsoft, MSFT, APPL for Honcho, GME for Diesel Killer, NIO, LCID for James Thomas, and CLOV for AV7154. We're going to be going over all of those right now, so buckle up. Let's get started, yeah. So looking at Microsoft here, all-time highs, great to see, nice. Does it continue from here? Probably it does. Sorry, looking at an update there. Let's look at the RSI. Yeah, I like this weekly RSI a lot, actually. You had lower lows coming in on your RSI. You cooled off a little bit, and then you got back into the overbought zone, continuing upwards. You just broke through the 1272. You're in expansion territory, or I should say, price discovery territories right now. Your next extension would be at $422, potentially even all the way up to $463. So here you are at about $400 now. I think you have a solid, at least another 5 to 15% growth in you as of right now, right? That's what that would be, I think. Let's see. I'm pretty sure on the 5, but yeah, it's like 5, 5.5, 6, whatever. Then maybe a 16% growth. So 1% each, or 1% extra on both of those. Looking at the daily RSI, yeah, very strong. Let's see. I wonder actually, real quick. Hold on. Got to get my brightness up. There we go. I mean, I would think you just continue. If you were to move down at all, it's going to be a very small portion. You'll probably hold that 395 area very well, 394 area very well. On the 1 hour, you have a little bit of bearish divergence, sure, but you've kind of already played that out, I would say. You're really holding this 50 as support. You've cooled off. You might be getting ready to make another run rather immediately, like tomorrow, starting tomorrow. It looks like another run on the 1 hour, but really on the daily, it's just the same run. You're going to continue moving up. So, yeah. Where are you going to go? Again, anywhere from about 422, I think it was, to 460 something. That's like between your 1414 and your 1618. That's where I think you're going. I want to look at this real quick on the monthly. First time being overbought in a while, man. The last time you were up here for a long time, you were literally in your overbought zone on the monthly from 2017 to 2022, essentially, with a very small amount of time out of it. Just in a straight line. You're in that same territory again that you haven't really seen this since 2021. And the last time you saw this, I mean, you went on an expansion craze like phenomenally, man. I don't even know what words I'm trying to use. You went on an expansion phase, not craze, but top to bottom there. Found resistance right on your 2272, man. You came back. Yeah, this looks really constructive. You're moving up. I mean, at the end of this, man, you're moving up past $500 probably. Like, genuinely, it wouldn't surprise me if this thing made... I know that sounds crazy because this thing's already got... How much of a market cap does it have? Almost $3 trillion. We're talking about, like potentially more than doubling that. Like, genuinely, this 2886 could be at play here and past that even. But I would think, all in all, your next, all-time high before you see some kind of major consolidation phase on a monthly basis. You might get a month or two where it's down, but before you see something like this or something, like this or this, you're probably going to $572. But in the more immediate term, look for that 422 to 460 area, something like that. That's my genuine thoughts. So without any more of that, let's get on to Apple here, APPL. Isn't that right? APPL. Or it's AAPL. I wrote APPL. Maybe you did too. I don't know. But anyways, looking at this here, top to bottom. Come on now. It's not the top. That's the top. 1272 resistance, came back down to your 786, going up again. I think you're getting ready to move up higher, yeah. Monthly looks decent. Weekly looks decent, constructive, strong for sure. I think you are. I think you're ready to go higher. Probably to about 213 or 230, something like that in the more immediate term. Maybe sometime this year or next year. This thing, stocks do take a lot of time to move. To just put it in perspective, from this low here in December to this high, I mean, that was essentially like half a year, right? So to see this kind of growth, it might take half a year to get there, or maybe at least a quarter of a year. Maybe it takes longer than that, but I don't think you're going to move up necessarily this fast, but maybe you do. But 230 is, I think, where your next pit stop is, if not beyond that. But that's Apple. I want to look at the daily real quick. Yeah, it looks good, man. I think it wants to continue going up for sure. GME here, you said you were a little bit worried because you bought the sell instead of the buy or whatever. You're hoping for it to do good tomorrow. Look at that, man. Look at that. Bearish engulfing candle. That's not a friendly candle to have there at all. Back below the 40. Oh, I'm not a fan of this daily RSI. What do I got to say there? Honestly, I don't really like it. I think it wants to go lower, man. I think it does want to go lower. Over time, especially like probably in the more immediate time frames, I think it wants to go lower. Here you are, 1618 came up, found resistance at your 0.5. Not off to a good start this week, are you? Let's look at the 2 hour, see what it looks like. 2 hour RSI doesn't look half bad, but it doesn't look good either. The price really doesn't look good. I think you want to go lower, man. I do. Unfortunately, Diesel Killer, I think you made an uh-oh, man. I think that this thing is going to go lower. Yeah, you're below. You closed below this area here where you had your low daily closes here. Yeah, I don't like it. I think it's got lower to go. I just keep saying that over and over again. Like rubbing it in your face. I'm not trying to, man. Yeah, genuinely speaking, I think it goes to about 13 to 1244. If not, probably down there. It's going to work its way down there. Could it move up tomorrow? Sure, it could, but I mean, I don't really like these shorter-term RSIs either. 15-minute doesn't look half bad, the 15 minutes, so maybe the open is decent. It probably won't be sustained, though, if I really had to guess, because you're getting lower highs with higher highs. It's not a good combination, in my opinion. You're kind of finding support on this previous area of resistance. I don't know. Again, maybe the day does open up green, but tomorrow I think that you're continuing down nonetheless. So there might be hope, but I wouldn't count on it personally. That's a pretty bearish candle, man. But that's GME, NIO. Oversold zone, looking like you want to go lower for sure. I wonder what NIU's doing. I know it's like below $2 now, man. Yeah, look at that. Very, very low. Look at this weekly RSI, though, man. Look at how constructive that is. Like higher lows since basically a year ago, 2 years ago. I mean, it's going to move up at some point, but that's NIU. We're not talking about NIU. NIO, on the weekly, kind of neutral with the bearish tilt, I would say, on the weekly RSI. I would expect it to go lower. Looking at the daily, I definitely would expect it to go lower. This is a prime area to reject from, especially with a candle like that, man. If you reject right off the oversold zone like this, that's not going to be good. You probably go a little bit lower and then form some bullish divergence or something like that, and then maybe you can move up, form another lower high. Yeah, probably down to about 532. Maybe just a little bit lower than that. I do think you close below 578, though. I think you've got a little bit lower to go in the immediate term, genuinely speaking. Let's see. High here. Yeah, you had a little tiny bounce right off of there, right? Maybe it's more sustained. Like maybe you could, go up to here, form a lower high, something like that in this kind of like trajectory there. But the more immediate term time frames don't look good to me, in my opinion. I think it does want to go lower, but I could be wrong. I've been wrong before. I'll be wrong again, man. Even if it goes higher, it's not going to be long-lived. It'll go up to about like 822 or something like that, and then probably lower from there. I want to look at this on the weekly one more time. Just get a better fib drawn on there. Yeah, below $5. 417 looks like a good price to me, man. Aside from this little like up day here that you had, like the fake out day. I mean, if you put a line right there at your 618, your 1618, you've got like a solid bit of resistance right there, kind of close to this point as well, and this one. So you're probably going to go below 420, honestly. That's my genuine interpretation of this thing over time. But then we could talk about you doing more bullish things, but for now, you're just in an established downtrend. So any high is going to be a lower high, any low is just going to be a lower low, right, until otherwise disproven. So that's NIO. LCID now. Lucid Group. looks very bad. I don't like this one at all, man. This might be my least favorite out of all the ones so far. Though NIO did look pretty bad in itself. Come on now. Pass a 2272 there on a major fib. That's not friendly at all. Top or bottom to top here. Broke through your 1618, yeah. On a first attempt too. You found significance on this 1886 as like support and resistance here, so you might go a little bit lower here to 242 and then find support. I don't like this weekly RSI at all, man. You're in a downtrend. It's getting like, it's almost like it's getting more extreme. You are kind of at the bottom of this downtrend though, in my opinion. Let's draw a straight line and see. I don't think that's gonna fit, but let's just see. I mean, yeah, you're below that. Oh, there we go. There it is. Yeah, I mean, you're at an area where you might bounce. I think you do have a little bit lower to go. I don't think, you know, whenever I was saying that this is bad, I do think it's a bad chart. Like, it's a very bad chart. It's just gone down. You're a bad chart. But it probably moves a little bit lower and then up. You might form a lower high, or you might even get some more major sustained relief, but I doubt you see anything above here. I don't know. This thing just likes to go down, man. What can I say? It doesn't look too good. I mean, you could, maybe you don't go lower, man. Maybe this daily doesn't look half bad. You're in a ripe position right now. You were oversold and now you're out of it, having a potential for a V-shaped recovery that could take you all the way back up to like 441, but nonetheless, it's probably going to be a lower high. I doubt you get too much above that green line, if at all above it, and you probably move lower. Let me see real quick. Yeah, you bounced right off that 1886. I told you. Whoa. I didn't mean to do that. Hold on. Let me fix that real quick. Let me see. There we go. I hit a switch with my toe. I didn't know that switch was there, but there it is. You can do it like go off, on, off, on. Anyways, yeah, maybe you go up a little bit higher. You could go all the way back up to here, but I doubt that you would break too much higher than like 450 in itself before resuming downside. I think you do have lower to go still. I stand by what I said. I just, maybe in the more immediate terms you do come up a little bit. That's LCID. Clover Health Investments Corp. I don't like it already. I don't even know this chart, but I don't hate, but I very much dislike anything that's like health, therapeutics, whatever stocks, because they just always seem to go down. I think that the health industry, like doctors and stuff, medicine, it's necessary. But hey, look at that. They only seem to go down, man. They only seem to go down. That's my genuine experience with stuff like this. My grandpa taught me that, and I've yet been able to disprove him on that. So, anytime I see anything like this, I'm just like, it's probably not a good thing. Probably not. Not a whole lot of respect on the fibs. Let's get a more significant one. 1886 resistance, but that just might be a fluke because it doesn't look like you find any significance on anything else really. You're holding this 2272 for now, to be fair. I will say, after moving down so much, you kind of are consolidating for a long period of time here with higher lows, which is nice. Your RSI is pretty strong, but the last time you had this kind of look, it was like here. It almost looks very similar, and then you went lower. I wouldn't hold my breath too much, but I mean, there's potential. I'm not going to lie. I don't mind the daily RSI. You're very neutral, so it's hard to get a read on this thing, but what I can do is this. I can give you if-thens. How about this, actually? We don't even need that. If you can close multiple days above this green line here, which is right at about $1.05, $1.10, somewhere around there. It'll probably keep going down as the days go on until you're above it. So if you can get above that green line, you're probably going to form a higher high, probably, than this. How much higher, I don't know. Let's just see real quick. Top to bottom here. You went above that 1886 there. Didn't even hit your 1272. So probably just a little bit higher. You probably don't even go to $2. Maybe you go to $2 at like the most, but probably like around $1.80, something like that. if you can close multiple days above the screen line, which coincidentally also happens to be right around your 382. Not only that, but it would be nice if, again, the reason why you'd want multiple days and a sustained period above the screen line is for this thing to turn back to the upside. If it can do that, just like it did last time, that can provide some growth, I think. So, yes, it was going down still technically here, but you started to turn it right here, and that really like gave you your finale. Hopefully you can get some sustained growth or something like that. Now, here's the bearish case. If you close multiple days again, multiple days, below that line, below about 89.2 cents, it's on to the downside. And when I say on, I mean below that low there. You're probably going to go to like 56 cents or lower. That'd be my best guess. So it's kind of neutral right now, hard to say, but if I had to lean one way or another, I suppose I would lean to the upside, even though I should know better than that because you're in an established downtrend, a very established downtrend. You still have lower highs and lower lows. But to be fair, like, you know, the only thing holding me back, man, is you had higher highs and higher lows here. Like this reminds me so much of this. Like it looks very similar. The RSI even like matches in my opinion. Rejected the overbought zone, went flat right below the 50, hugging it, and then down. Rejected the overbought zone, went flat right below the 50. I mean, you've just yet to do the down part. So you got higher lows, you got higher highs, higher lows, higher highs. You know, it fits. It very much fits. But you don't have all this selling pressure and volume to take you down maybe. So who knows? I kind of do want to say it goes up, genuinely speaking. $2 at the most, kind of like maybe 210 actually, right around this like previous area of support, turn it into resistance. That's at $2 actually on the dot. So $2, maybe even around $1.80, something like that is where I think you're going. When will that happen? I don't know. It could happen any day. It could be months from now, but that's my prediction. But again, if you get multiple days to close below about like, I forget what I said, but let's just try and do it again. Below like 89.2 cents, I think that's exactly what I said. If you close below there, that's not going to be good for you. So that's my interpretation. That's everything, man. If there was a winner on any of these, it'd probably be Apple. Apple looks like it stands to gain the most in the shortest amount of time, probably. Microsoft, you know, obviously looks good too. But yeah, if there was a loser, I don't know, man. It might be LCID or NIO. Could be GME. I don't know which one stands. I kind of have faith that GME might not lose as much as the other ones in the more immediate terms, but, you know, whatever. It's all good. One day you're a loser, next day you're a winner. One day you're a winner, next day you're a loser as far as, like, stocks go. You know, none of you are losers. And if you like this video, hit that like button, subscribe to see more. Thank you all for coming, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.